Father gets jail for killing mentally ill daughter in tragic case. Hi there, I'm Rue. Welcome to my video where I talk about whatever I want. And today I want to talk about what can happen if you ignore mental illness. So today I thought to myself, what am I going to talk about in today's Real Talk video? So I went on Reddit and into the news feed to get some inspiration, you know? And that's when I saw this article. Father gets jail for killing mentally ill daughter in tragic case. Now, when I saw this, I thought, oh, is it one of those where they have a child who never really became an adult? Maybe they have some sort of developmental problems to where they've been caring for them their whole life and they just can't deal with caring for a forever child who's never going to become like mentally an adult. And I was surprised to learn that that's not the case at all. It takes place in Singapore and it happened a few years ago, and the reason it's come up now is because he was just sentenced to 2 years and 9 months jail after pleading guilty to charge of culpable homicide not amounting to murder. So he wasn't convicted of murder, but more of a in the moment killing someone, not premeditated. I was very surprised by the low sentencing. Let me read. Depressed and suffering caregiver stress from caring for his jobless and mentally ill daughter, a man strangled his beloved child before calling the police to say he had just killed his daughter. So apparently she was fine for most of her life. She went to school, she graduated, but then she had great difficulty in holding down a job. And then one day when she was on a subway, she had a complete mental breakdown. She had an anxiety attack and she was taken to the hospital and she was diagnosed with having a mental illness, anxiety, and suffering from agoraphobia and hypochondriacal preoccupations, which is basically when you're convinced that you're sick because you're feeling really poorly and you're convinced that you have all kinds of illnesses, when in reality it's your mind that's playing tricks on you and that's what's making you feel ill. Apparently they took her to the hospital, but she refused medical treatment because she was convinced that she would become addicted to the medications. So she refused medical treatment. And she moved in with her parents, and her boyfriend moved in with the parents, and then, they slowly tried to get her better, even though she wasn't getting any medical treatment because she was refusing it. So anything that they did, it wasn't helping her to the degree that she needed. Apparently, they just tried to, make her feel better, when in reality, none of the root cause of what was really making her this ill, her mental illness, was being treated. So she was just getting worse and worse. She was getting abusive and just terrible to live with. And they just tried to make her feel better by doing anything she said. So apparently they had to clean things in the apartment to her specifications over and over and over again until she was satisfied. And if they brought her takeout food, because that's what they did often, if something was wrong with it, or maybe she just decided something was wrong with it, they had to go back over and over again to get it perfect. Just constantly on edge because she was basically ruling the house. The parents were just basically slaves to this daughter. And the thing is, they loved her. She's their daughter. So for someone you love to suddenly turn into this sort of behavior, I'm sure they meant well. But they never should have given in to everything she was saying because it was just getting worse and worse. And in one incident, the father even slapped his own wife. So the father slapped the mother in the face because the daughter was like, you have to slap her in the face, otherwise I'm not going to stop throwing a tantrum, which is what she was doing all the time. She would yell at them. She would just constantly be abusing them verbally. But not only that, she also threatened to kill them. On the day that the father killed the daughter was 35 and he was in his 60s, they had gone out to a restaurant or something and she had held a fork and said she wanted to kill him. And then when they went home, they continued arguing and he got really scared and he got a metal pipe from this furniture that had been dismantled to protect himself. Then he went into the kitchen and found his daughter waving a knife at him and he hit her in the head and then he strangled her to death. It's just a crazy case. Apparently, because he has been in custody for this whole time while the trial was going on, he's gonna get out soon. Like, he murdered his daughter, he got like 2 years, 9 months, and he's getting out soon. And the judge is just like, you have to live with the fact that you killed your daughter. It's just an incredibly sad case. And it really reminds you that mental health is nothing to be minimized. Like, it's not like something you can just get over or like will yourself out of. Sometimes you genuinely need medical help. I myself have been really sick, and I knew for a fact that I needed medication to deal with it because there was a chemical imbalance in my body. So I feel like I can sympathize with her condition, but what was different in her scenario is she refused treatment. I really wanted treatment because I was feeling like shit, and I needed help, and I was like, if it's gonna make me feel better than this, then hell yeah, give me the medication. But she was so caught up in her like obsessive thoughts and fears, because that's what hypochondriac thoughts are, fears, that she became convinced that if she took any medication, she would become addicted. So she'd rather just not. I don't think she got any therapy either. It's just, yeah. I think if there was more awareness of how bad it can get, like, it's not just something people are making up just because it's inside their brain and their mind. It's not something you're making up. And if you don't get help, it can get really, really bad. And sadly, that's what happened in this case. Do comment below, what are your thoughts on this? I love chatting with you guys, so I really want your opinion. Thank you for coming by. You're awesome. You're the reason I'm able to make these videos. I'm so happy to be able to talk to you. Thank you so much to my wonderful patrons, Capra, Madalena Wurska, Cami, and Ellie. If anyone's interested in becoming my patron to save me from demonetization on the touchy subjects, there's a link below. But no matter what, thank you so much for stopping by. You, personally, yes, you, are keeping my channel alive, and I'm sending you a hug. Thank you so much. Okay, love you, bye.